Welcome back everyone to another video on the Karting Tips channel, and today's a fun video where we're going to be comparing the Losail F1 track to the Losail Go Karting track from 2017 and 2018. That's right, during those 2 years, the Losail Go Karting track layout was a replica of the main Losail International track, which is obviously where the F1 drivers raced on back in November 2021. It's fair to say that the F1 drivers really enjoyed driving the Losail circuit layout, and there's even a rumour that Fernando Alonso is still doing laps at the track.
It was very enjoyable. The Qatar track is unbelievable for Formula 1 cars. Now at night, light cars with low fuel, new tyres. I could be driving all night long.
Right, so let's not mess about here, because driving a rental go-kart around a go-karting track is completely different to driving a Formula 1 car around an international circuit. However, having driven the Losail karting circuit on a weekly basis throughout 2017 and 2018, I'm glad that Fernando highlights the thrill that you get from this kind of track layout. Because even until today, the karting community still talk about this track layout as being one of the best. Because especially through that last sector, the triple right-hand turn, if you can hook up the perfect racing line, it is an absolutely sensational feeling that you get. So now let's watch both laps side by side so you get an idea of how close the karting track layout was to the actual international circuit layout. So for turn 1, it's important to get your braking done in preparation for this sharp right-hand turn. That's going to transition into turn 2, which is a sharp left-hander. It's important to run the kart out and the car out in Lewis's case. As you can see, I've got a shorter run to the next double right-hand sequence over here. Go as fully committed to the apex as possible, as close as you can. You can see Lewis giving absolutely full beans through there. Heading downhill to a bog standard hairpin corner, breaking a straight line, go for a mid to late apex. I could have ran the kart out a bit wider there. Uphill now towards the next hairpin corner. Heavy braking once again. It's a slightly longer hairpin turn, the right hand over here, which is going to transition into the mid part of the lap now. Sling it to the left and to the right, absolutely flat out. Now downhill to a fast left-hander over here. And on exit, slingshot the kart out to the outside edge. Now the best part of the track, the triple right-hand turn. Give it absolutely full beans, flat out on the go-kart track. Take a shallow apex for the first 2 right-handers, but the third right-hander, go as close to the apex as possible. From the right, you're now going to be going to the left, a fast left. Penultimate corner that was. Heading into the final corner, it's important you get a good exit over here. So from the outside edge, go for a late apex on exit and flat out all the way up to the line now. A long main straight up to the finish line, and that is a fast lap at Losail. And the karting track layout made for some amazing wheel-to-wheel racing, and there's no better example than the one in the background now. It's myself against Faisal. It was one of the last laps of an arrive and drive session, so we're going absolutely at it. You can see we're side by side, wheel to wheel, heading into the corners. Faisal defending the inside line. I'm focused on getting a better exit, as you can see, but the centimeters separating the 2 karts as we head through the final section, the triple right-hander. Now the final 2 corners remain on this lap. Who's going to win this race as we exit now the final corner? It's going to be a drag race then all the way up to the line. You can see side by side, but Faisal just gets out in front of me there. So transitioning on to some GoPro footage now, and it's a different session, but it's still me versus Faisal. Faisal leading the way ahead in the white t-shirt. And the aim of this is just to give you an idea of how the track flows. It's a relatively high-speed track layout. The only slow corners are these technical hairpin turns. But once we negotiate this corner, it's going to be high speed until the end part of the lap. As you can see, sling it to the left and to the right. And now a fast left-hand turn over here. This is obviously arrive and drive go-karting. So the go-karts are rental karts which are not equal in performance. There's some good karts, there's some bad karts. That's why you'll probably notice we're taking different lines. If you have a faster car, you obviously approach the corner from a wide angle. If you have a slightly slower car, maybe you can sacrifice and take a tighter angle. We're approaching some lap cars at the back end of this session now, and it's a really sweet layout because first part of the lap that we're negotiating over here is all flat out now. We go round the outside of the back marker over there. Faisal might leave the door open over here for me to send it down the inside, but it's not enough, although he went a bit wide there. And that was the end of that session. Now the track record for this go-karting track layout was 46.6 seconds. I actually remember it was quite difficult to get under the 47-second barrier, but this race you're seeing in the background, just before sunset. I got a really good kart. The track conditions were absolutely perfect. It could have been better though. As you can see in the background, there's a lot of traffic. And actually they were mixing some of the younger drivers in the session who had obviously the slower go-karts, whereas we were using the adult rental go-karts. But nonetheless, I was able to push as hard as possible and really extract as much lap time out of the kart as possible in the end to get a 46.6. Now you would have noticed by now, but the track layout was made up of the red and white barriers, which obviously created a really narrow track layout. So that made it even more fun because you really had to find the limit and make the track as wide as possible in order to gain that extra lap time. So to conclude this video, it's fair to say that this Losail karting track layout was one of the best that we've ever had. And we enjoyed our time during 2017 and 2018, but it was nice to revisit some old videos and watch some old onboard footage to really reminisce and feel that nostalgia again of this track layout, which was one of a kind. Let me know if you were around during these 2 years, and if you actually did any races at this track layout. Let me know what your favorite corner was. And if you did enjoy the video, then I'm sure you know exactly what to do. But until the next video guys, keep karting and carry on.